Hi everybody and welcome to the Yoga by Candace YouTube channel. I'm doing a little bit of traveling. I'm in a hotel right now, and so I thought I would do a little hip opening practice. This is going to be best for people who are either traveling or maybe you sit for prolonged periods. Like if you sit at a desk mostly for work, then your hips are probably tight, and I'm probably going to feel really, really good doing this. Also really great for people who are runners or cyclists. So all you're going to need for this is something to sit on, a couch, a chair, whatever. We're going to start seated on the edge of whatever you're sitting on. We don't want to sit too far back. So really sit on the edge with your feet firmly planted and your ankles right underneath your knees. Stiffen your legs so that if you were to push on your legs, they wouldn't go anywhere. So really like stiffen them up, get strong through your core. Take a deep breath in. We're going to lift the arms up overhead. As you exhale, twist to the left, place your hand on the left outside edge of the left knee, and then stiffen that leg. Try to be a little bit tall here as you breathe in, and then exhale, big twist. Look out over your left shoulder. We'll take 3 deep breaths here, and as you breathe in, you can kind of come out of your twist just slightly. Try to get a little more height through your spine, and then exhale, twist a little bit more. One more deep breath in. And out. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Big breath in, sweep the arms up overhead. As you exhale, twisting to the right, taking your left hand, placing it on the outside edge of the right foot, right knee rather. And then remember that as you breathe in, you can kind of come out of your twist a little bit, get a little taller, and then exhale, twist a little bit more. Breathe in, find some length through your spine. Breathe out and twist. Last time, breathe in, find some length through your spine. Breathe out and twist. And then come back through center. From here, we're going to just lower the chest down to the thighs, maybe below the knees. You can take your feet a little bit wider. Reach your arms back behind you. See what happens when you grasp your wrists or maybe your forearms. Plug your shoulder blades down towards the back pocket. So you should feel your shoulders come away from your ears. And then breathe in, rise up. Let's take the left ankle, cross it over top of the right thigh. Just see what happens with this knee. If the knee is really high, it just means you're pretty tight through your external rotators in the hip. And if you're able to bring that knee all the way down, like awesome, it's great. Wherever you are, just kind of take a second to recalibrate, understand where you're at. Just take a few slow, deep breaths in and out, focusing specifically on that exhale and seeing if you can allow the knee and the leg to just sort of melt and relax into this stretch. So breathing in deeply through your nose, breathing out through your mouth, a little bit of a sigh. And this time, breathe in, find some length through your spine, some broadness through your collarbones. And as you breathe out, maintain the position of your spine. So keep that neutral position as you intend to lean forward just a little bit. You're probably going to feel this right through the hip, maybe into the lateral side of the thigh. Just breathe here and hold. The thing about working on tightness is there really isn't much of a shortcut. You just have to be patient. So we're not going to rush this stretch. We're just going to breathe here. Take 2 more deep breaths. And come out of your stretch about halfway or so. Bring one hand to the knee, one hand to the foot, and just use those the knee and the foot to like stabilize. Then breathe and lift your head. Think about arching your back a little bit. Breathe out, round your back as you tuck your chin to your chest. So we're doing like a little baby cat-cow in this position. Breathe in, lift up, look up. Breathe out, round your back, tuck your chin to your chest. Breathe in, bring the heart forward, lift the chest, look up. Breathe out, round your back. See how much movement you can get through your spine. One more time. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, round your back. Great, then gently release. We'll send the left foot to the ground and right ankle is going to cross over the left thigh. Now just notice here, how does this knee do compared to how the other knee was positioned? If it's really, really high, then you know you're pretty tight on that right side. If the knee kind of relaxes immediately into the same height around where the ankle is, then you know that you're a little bit more open. So just see where you're at. Let it be whatever it'll be. And just take a few breaths to sort of relax into it. And as you breathe, kind of visualize almost a deflated balloon in your center. And as you breathe in, think about expansion through all parts of that balloon. So maybe you even feel your low back sort of puff out at the top of that inhale as you fill up that imaginary balloon. And ever so slightly begin to come forward, keeping the spine in somewhat neutral position. Keep your collarbones broad. See if you're clenching your teeth or furrowing your brow, and just see if you can relax throughout your entire body as you're in this stretch, despite how uncomfortable it might be. And then let's add those cat-cows. So you're going to bring one hand to the foot, one hand to the knee. Breathe in, lengthen your spine, look up, arch your back a little bit. Breathe out, round your back, tuck your chin to your chest. Breathe in, lift your chest, look up, arch your back, shoulder blades towards your back pockets. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin to your chest. Breathe in, bring your chest forward and look up. Exhale, round your back. Breathe in, find some length through your spine as you lift up, look up. Breathe out, round your back. One more time. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, round your back. Great. We'll take the foot down to the ground. Now open your feet a little bit wider, kind of like in a sumo position. Turn your toes out and then bring your hands to the tops of your thighs with your fingers pointing down towards the ground. From here, we're going to lean forward a little bit and just see what's going on. Move yourself side to side. Now, if you're tight through the inner thighs, you'll probably feel it immediately into the inner part of the thighs. You may also feel it in your low back. What's interesting for me is as I do this, I feel this only on one side of my low back. And this is, I know that left side is super, super tight on me. And I only feel it on the inner part of the right thigh. So it's just interesting, like, to notice what you notice, learn some information about your body. Now press into your hand to open up that knee as you move. So I'm kind of straightening one arm and doing a little bit of a twist here as I go side to side, thinking about rotating my spine a little bit, bringing one shoulder down towards the ground, stacking the other one on top of it. Press firmly into the footprint of each foot. So if you're noticing that you're pressing primarily through the ball of the foot or the heel of the foot, see if you can just more evenly distribute that weight. Then as you breathe in, begin to rise up. And as you breathe out, let's bring the right foot in line with the head of the right femur. Let's bring the left leg out in front of you, toes towards your face. Point the toes up towards the ceiling and then towards your face rather than out to the side. Then you're going to breathe in, reach the arms up overhead. Breathe out, come forward. Ooh, and then see what's going on through that hamstring here. For some of you, this will feel pretty intense. For others of you, You might be like, I feel nothing. If you don't feel anything, you could bring this leg up, maybe put it on a chair, and then reach forward and do a little stretch that way. But for me, I feel this. The other thing you can do is focus on your spine. You're going to feel it less in your leg if you round your back. You're going to feel it more in your leg if you find a more neutral spine and you think about melting the front of your torso down towards your thigh. The other thing I like to do when I'm doing a hamstring stretch, because you have three hamstring muscles, three really big hamstring muscles, give a little wave of your foot. And you might notice, when I point my toes inward, I really feel it in a different part of my hamstrings. And then if you point straight up, what do you feel? And if you point out to the left a little bit, what do you feel? So just notice that you can kind of tune in to different muscle fibers when you point your foot in different directions. All right, from here, let's rise up and do the other leg. So we're going to plant the left foot down. Right leg is going to go out in front, toes towards your face. Breathe in, find some length through your spine. Breathe out, come forward. And again, you may notice like, wow, I don't feel a whole lot on my left side, but my right side is screaming at me. And just notice the difference between one leg to the other, if there is one. And then also, is it pain or is it discomfort? Because there's a difference. And if it's discomfort, you're just going to stay there, ease into it a little bit more, or maybe back off and ease back in. If it's pain, you're going to back off quite a bit and then ease back in until you just find discomfort. So discomfort's kind of like the edge of the known and unknown. So you're like, I know I can stretch to about here past this. I'm not really sure. That's where you kind of want to hang out. Pain is it's pointy or it's dull or it's very specific. There's like a specific spot you can point to on your leg when you are stretching in the danger zone. So if you're feeling pain, it'll be a pinpoint sensation where you can like say, yep, right there is, it feels like it's going to rip, like a ripping fear. That's what you want to back out of. All right, let's do the little wave of the foot. Notice if you get something nice when you turn your toes in any one direction. Hold it there if you do. And then as you're ready, begin to rise up. Whew. All right, now we're going to get into what is probably going to be the least comfortable part of this little practice, and that is for the quads. So what we're going to do is what's called a couch stretch. To do this, you're going to need to stand up, put your foot on the seat of whatever you've got going on, and then bring your knee down to the ground as close to the seat as you can. And then you can kind of hop the other foot forward and lean into it a little bit. You want to think about tucking your tailbone under. And what that's going to do is focus more on the front of the thigh. Ooh. So this is where I like to have some movement, because for me, when I am too still, that's when I get that like ripping, like I'm like, ooh, I don't know if that muscle's going to tear or rip or what. So I try to create some movement, which just to me feels nicer. I'm still getting a really good stretch. It's not a ton of movement, but it's just the right amount to make this more bearable. So that is your invitation to do what feels right for you so that you feel really good in this stretch. All right, let's switch sides. And again, you may notice one side you feel a whole lot, the other side you don't feel much at all. When I don't feel much on one side, I personally am just going to go back to the other side, but if you're feeling it on that side, stay on that side, but I just know that I need this side a little bit longer. Whoo, baby, it's so intense. I'm like sweating here. All right, just another 3 breaths. Here we go. Okay. All right, final move. I want to do a little bit of internal rotation. So what that looks like is sitting back down on the seat. You're going to make 2 fists like this. Put your fists together and then put your fists between your knees and squeeze your knees together. Then you're going to drive one foot, oh Lord, out to the side. When you do that, you might get a cramping sensation right here in the side of that hip. And the reason you may get that is because what we're doing here is what's called internal rotation of the femur. So this is the femur and we're rotating it inward, which is a funky movement that we don't do in our normal day-to-day lives. Like it's very rare that we're like this, right, in our day-to-day lives. So sometimes it's the reason for, or it's one of the reasons for having tight hips. So when you are doing some internal rotation, it helps to create more space in that hip joint. But because we aren't used to doing it, your body's like, whoa, what's that? And it creates this kind of cramping sensation. So stick with it as long as you can. Come out of it when you need a break. Whoo, and breathe, breathe, breathe. Try to squeeze those knees together as you drive the knife edge of your foot out to the side. Really press your knees together, squeezing the fists hard. Oh my goodness. And then let's try the other side. So squeezing your fists together, taking one leg out, and just notice too, if there's one side that you have a lot of movement on and another side that you don't have as much movement on, the side you don't have a lot of movement on, that's your tighter side, obviously. And just something to be mindful of. Ooh, baby. Oh my gosh, both my hips are so tight. All right, let's do it one more time on each side. Right side. Whoo. Like immediate cramp, and I'm just kind of powering through as long as I can. Wow. Okay, other side. Interestingly, not as much. I don't get as much sensation on this side, not as big a cramp. I feel like a little something going on, but it's nothing like the right side. Breathe and release. Great job. That's our little practice for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought by leaving a comment down in the comment section below, and I'll see you very soon here on the Yoga by Candace YouTube channel.